दोस्तों सोशियोलॉजी के टॉपर्स के मुंह से तो आपने बहुत बार सुना होगा कि उन्होंने स्लीपी के रिसोर्सेज यूज किए। तो लेकिन ऐसे भी कुछ टॉपर्स हैं जो सोशो ऑप्शनल से नहीं है, वो क्यों स्लीपी का नाम लेते हैं? दोस्तों हम स्लीपी क्लासेस में जीएस एक्सटेंसिवली कवर करते हैं, ना सिर्फ यूट्यूब में डेली 4 वीडियोस आते हैं दोस्तों वहां पर, बल्कि हमारे पेड मॉड्यूल्स हैं। आज भी भारत के मोस्ट कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव पेड मॉड्यूल्स सिस्टमैटिकली कवरेज करते हैं पूरे जो जीएस को, एंड मेंटरिंग भी अब तो शामिल है। दोस्तों मैं आपको इनवाइट करता हूं इस पूरी जर्नी में जो कि भारत के ग्रास रूट से क्रिएट कर रही है अब टॉपर्स।
Hello everyone, my name is Sanket Kumar Ajmera and I have secured All India rank of 35 in Civil Services Examination 2022. Let me discuss my answer writing strategy in two parts, that is first that is structure and second being content. Let's start with the structural part using a particular example. So if the UPSC is asking me a question like discuss what would be the effects of globalization on Indian women. So the way I would answer this particular question is I would follow something called a 1/3 2/3 rule. इसमें 1/3 2/3 का मतलब ये है कि अगर मेरे पास एक पेज है तो उसमें पहला 1/3 जो पार्ट है मैं इंट्रोडक्शन के लिए दूंगा, एंड जो दूसरा पार्ट है 2/3 उसमें मैं अपने प्रो आर्ग्यूमेंट्स या एडवांटेजेस या एनी सच सॉर्ट उसके लिए मैं 2/3 पेज दूंगा. So this is the first page. And when I go to the second page, the first 2/3 of the page would be to discuss the disadvantages of the page, and finally when I talk about in the last 1/3 I will talk about my conclusion and way forward. Now let's go into the detail of this. In the first 1/3 part I would write my introduction, or my introduction would be such that it would be very crystal clear. So whenever I am talking about any particular definition in my introduction, I would like to end my definition in 1 or 2 lines. That would give a very crystal clear explanation of what is about to come. And once I am done with my definition in 1 to 2 lines, उसके बाद मैं क्या करता हूँ कि एक example या एक fact या data point लिख देता हूँ. And I'll talk about this particular part more in the later part of the video. Next, coming to the second part, the 2/3 part in the first page, that would be about discussing the advantages of globalization. So in this part I would take the part from the question verbatim, that is exactly what is given word to word in the particular question, and just add advantages and then box it up. So what this gives me is that it gives me a particular context to answer answer the question using various arguments that in a positive manner. So what this the way this helps is in the way that this will give me an anchor so that I don't move out of the context and also don't start answering in a very generic manner. So first 1/3 part is done, and the 2/3 part starts with a very big heading which I would box, and then I would start answering. And before I start putting my points in here, I would I would make use of flow charts like a hub and spoke model. And I used to have a target that I need to get 5 points for every argument, whether it is positive or negative in any given answer. So under this subheading for positive points, even before answering I used to make 5 spokes so that whatever might come I need to answer 5 points. The moment I made all the 5 spokes, then I used to start answering, put my points, put my examples and so forth. So somehow this used to bring the best out of me and make sure that I am answering each and every question consistently with 5 points. Then coming to the second page, then I would talk about the disadvantages of globalization on Indian women. This would be my heading, and then I would answer answer with the disadvantages in 5 points, again with the same hub and spoke model. So finally in the remaining 1/3 I would talk about my way forward, and the best way forward that I have, I used to put it as a conclusion. So now coming to what I would put in the introduction and conclusion, I used to follow another basic rule, that is if I have 2 to 3 very good points related to a given question, or 2 to 3 best points related to a particular question, I used to put the first best point in the introduction, because that is where the examiner starts correcting or checking my answer. And finally I would also put the second best point that I have in relation to that particular answer in the conclusion, because that's where the examiner gives you the marks. So these are some of the structural rules that I used to follow while answer writing. And secondly, coming to the next important part, that is the content. And for content too, I used to follow a simple rule, that is ABCDEF rule. That अब ये ABCDEF क्या है? Let's talk about the ABC part first. और ABC, इसमें ABC का मतलब ये है कि analysis and basic comprehension. और इसका और सिंपल मतलब ये है कि अगर आपसे कोई क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए तो इसका बहुत ही सिंपल से इंट्रोडक्शन, बॉडी और कंक्लूजन में डेफिनेशंस, पॉजिटिव आर्गुमेंट्स, नेगेटिव आर्गुमेंट्स और कंक्लूजन की तरफ कंक्लूजन के फॉर्म में आप उसका आंसर करो। बट इसमें एक डिसएडवांटेज है, ये है कि what the ABC part is something that if there are 100 people in the examination hall, सारे के सारे 100 people वही आंसर करेंगे. So the ABC part I will not talk much about. I'll talk more about the DEF part. That is the level 2 part. And in this case DEF का मतलब यह है कि data, example, facts and figures. तो यहाँ पे you will create a difference between you and the other 99 people, 99% of the people writing in this examination. So DEF, data, example, facts and figures. First let me talk about data. I used to find every opportunity to put DEF everywhere in my paper. So data part, I used to take a lot of data from government reports, जैसे कि बजट, इकोनॉमिक सर्वे या कोई RBI का सर्वे हो या कोई भी इंटरनेशनल रिपोर्ट हो जैसे IMF और वर्ल्ड बैंक का. रिसेंटली एक मल्टी डायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी इंडेक्स भी आया है जिसको मैंने बहुत एक्सटेंसिवली यूज करा है मेरे आंसर्स में. So data part, whenever you are writing, make sure you cite the sources also. And I used to look at copies of toppers like Ms. Shruti Sharma, and I used to see that she used to increase the visibility of her answers also. So whenever she used to put an example, वो क्या करती थी कि EX लगा के उसके अराउंड सर्कल लगाती थी. तो वही चीज़ मैंने भी अपने आप से अडॉप्ट किया. एंड जब मैं डेटा लिखता था तो मैं उसके बिफोर भी @ करके बहुत बड़ा गोला मार देता था. सो दैट व्हेन आई एम राइटिंग एनी एग्जांपल, दैट इज इंडियाज ग्रोथ रेट हैज बीन @ करके बहुत बड़ा लिख के 5% या 7% कुछ लिख देता था. देन coming to the examples part, again I used to take examples, a lot of the examples from newspapers itself. So regular reading of newspapers and maybe toppers notes or any current affairs magazine would also help in this regard. So again when you are writing examples, increase the visibility. So whenever somebody used to look at my copy, you used to see a lot of circles around it, so that you know somebody who is looking it at the first time would get interested or curious about what is happening at these circles. So that's how I feel that I used to increase the curiosity in my answers. And finally I would like to talk about figures. और figures यहाँ पे figures बनाने से पहले मैं एक चीज़ चेतावनी देना चाहता हूँ, एक चीज़ के बारे में चेतावनी देना चाहता हूँ कि फिगर्स तभी बनाइए जब ज़रूरी हो. एंड हमें सबको पता है कि फिगर्स का एक मेन एडवांटेज ये है कि उससे बहुत पेजेस फिल की जाती है. बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हर जगह हम फिगर्स ही फिगर्स बनाते रहे, बिकॉज इवन एग्जामिनर्स आर वेरी स्मार्ट इनफ, बिकॉज दे विल नो दैट यू आर ब्लफिंग इफ यू आर मेकिंग फिगर्स एवरीवेयर. सो make sure that you know what I used to do is that I used to make sure that I used to use every opportunity to make figures whenever possible, but at the same time I did not make any trivial figures. For example, if you are talking about a location of pharmaceutical industry in India, there are hardly 3 or 4 prominent places like Hyderabad or Rishikesh for example, and I don't think you need to make figures for this particular map. India का मैप ड्रॉ करके आपको cities दिखाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. But at the same time, if you are asking about how, if you are being asked about how Himalayas contribute to being a climate barrier for India, then you can start making figures. And in this case I would like to emphasize on the fact that जब भी figures आप बना रहे हैं वहाँ पे बहुत डायनेमिक चीज़ें दिखाइए. सपोज आप हिमालयाज के बारे में बता रहे कि ऐसे क्लाइमेट बैरियर की तरह एक्ट करता है, सिर्फ हिमालयाज ना ऐड करके उसमें ये भी दिखाए कि साउथ से साउथ वेस्ट मानसून आ रहा है और ऊपर से नॉर्थ से अपने कोल्ड विंड्स से प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा है सदर्न गैंजेटिक प्लेन्स को. देन देयर आर वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंसेस आल्सो दैट आर कमिंग फ्रॉम द मेडिटेरियन. ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग इन एन इंटरैक्टिव मैनर. एंड इसके बाद यू कैन ऐड अ लॉट ऑफ अदर थिंग्स, लाइक इसमें इंपॉर्टेंट रीजन्स भी आप बता सकते हैं अराउंड इट, लाइक द गैंजेटिक प्लेन्स और द टिबेटियन प्लेट्यू और द वेस्टर्न थार डेजर्ट. तो ऐसी चीजें जब एक साथ इंटरेक्ट कर रही है एक फिगर में, then I believe that it increases your chances of getting a little higher marks compared to the rest of the peers who might not be doing this. So use figures to your utmost advantage to tell the examiner that you know a lot rather than just filling the pages. So data, examples, facts and figures, ये तीनों भी बहुत ज़रूरी है और इन तीनों को बहुत strategically use करिए along with the text part that you are doing. And आप एक और level higher भी जा सकते हैं. DEF के बाद G, you can make graphs also. Sometimes I used to make graphs also that you can take from sources like the economic survey. In the last year's economic survey, there are a lot of figures that are put in an appendix, so you can directly take it from there. So these are the ways in which you can increase your visibility, increase the quality of your answers. But let me also make one thing clear. Use of flowcharts, use of figures wherever possible is something that we are not doing for the UPSC, examiner, but it is something that before anybody we are doing it for ourselves. For me, making figures, getting data points, examples, facts and figures, and using this 1/3, 2/3 structure is something that used to get a lot of points, a lot of dimension based points in my examination, and it is not something that it is prescribed कि सिर्फ ऐसे ही इसमें लिखना चाहिए. तो अगर आपको अच्छा लगता है तो प्लीज ट्राई करिए. एंड अभी इनफैक्ट आई थिंक अबाउट हाफ ऑफ द टाइम इज रिमेनिंग फॉर मेंस एग्जामिनेशन. So this is also the time around which I had developed this technique on my own. So this is a very good time, opportune time to test around, and please go ahead if you like it. And finally, I would like to emphasize on one single most important aspect, that is timing. So if you have a 10 marker and 15 marker question, you need 7 and 11 minutes respectively. So please follow the right to equality here, that is give every answer its due time that it needs, that is 7 and 11 minutes only. It's okay to go a little plus minus 30 seconds or maybe 1 minute, but not more than that. So even in some cases, in some questions in science and technology, you might not be knowing a lot about that particular question. In fact, you might not have any idea about that question, but I would still suggest, out of the 7 minutes that it deserves, give at least 4 to 5 minutes, give it a thought, so that you at least fill at least half of the answer and write some arguments that still can be generic in nature, but they'll fetch you more marks compared to using compared to an effort where you perfect another answer. So it's very difficult to go from 4 to 4.5 or 5, but it's very easy to go from 0 to 2 marks or 0 to 3 marks. So these three aspects, the ABCDEF rule for content, 1/3, 2/3 rule for structural presentation, and timing, are the most important parts of answer writing. I would like to thank the Delhi Knowledge Bank for helping me to share my answer writing strategy with other aspirants, and I hope this will help other people to simplify their process of answer writing and also maximize their marks. Thank you.